Hey, there he is. He's all ready. Oh man, he is so clean. We're ready to go here. Hi guys, I'm Amy Leigh, your go-to groomer on the web. Certified professional pet groomer since 2003. This is Gus. We're going to groom him today. He is a golden doodle. He is an F1B standard size. I'm sure that many of you out there have doodles at home and question certain things about grooming. I just bathed him, brushed him, dried him. He's all set. He's ready to trim. And, you know, he's got a good bit of coat on him. Let me get my comb here so I can show you. We do have a good bit of coat. As you can see, the length. It's longer in certain areas to cover up some of his imperfections that there aren't many. I have his ears nice and long these days. I really love them long because it takes away from the fact that he has such a long face. I think that the ears help to camouflage that because he is a mixed breed. He's a doodle. I'm going to take a peek back here and see if you guys can see. I think you can see good. I know it's not perfect. We could really use a camera crew, but not yet. Anyhow, just real quick, I want to explain what my channel's about. If this is your first time here on Go Groomer, I do some live grooms. I may be doing more of those. I'm just getting situated with that setup. But I am, again, Amy Leigh. I am a certified professional pet groomer, and it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the grooming industry. There are many, and there are many secrets that can help you at home. And by doing so, together, we can help increase the bond that you share with your pets at home and add more value to their lives. So that's what we're doing. That's our gig, guys. You and I and Gus. So, I'm unable to be involved in the live chat right now, obviously. I am looking to possibly add a little sidekick to my little show here. Every now and then when I do live, I would like to have a couple people in mind. Haven't approached them yet, but to kind of handle the live feed chat so that we can interact more while I'm grooming. That's what I really would like to do. So that's coming to you guys in the future. I'm working on that. I think that would be really beneficial. And it would also help me hit the mark with you guys as far as what you need to know and what you're interested in learning, or just, you know, some things that are fun, you know, that we can do together on YouTube. So if you don't mind, please enter in the comments section if you do own a doodle. I would like to know that. If you do, and what size doodle is it? Is it a mini? Is it a standard size like Gus? I'm really interested in getting more information from you guys so that I know what you know, maybe what you're interested in, what you're dealing with at home, what type of coat you have to deal with, what size dog, because all that matters when we talk about tools and setup for how we're going to accomplish our work together. If you've got a large breed, there's certain things that you're going to need. If you've got a small breed, there's certain things you're going to need. So I want to know, guys. I don't know if anybody is with us yet. If not, this will be all on replay. It'll be out there for YouTube. Anybody can view it. So let's get started. I'm going to be using my hair vac system. It's a Hanby hair vac system, and it makes a little bit of noise. So what I want to do is explain to you guys what I'm doing before I start trimming, and then when I turn the hair vac system off, I'll be doing some scissoring. So you won't be able to hear much from me while I'm using the hair vac system, but I'll be turning it off quite a bit in between. Like right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this body coat down a bit. I'm going to hold off on the legs. So I'm going to take the body coat down. I'm going to start below his occiput, which is right here at the back of his skull. I'm going to start about right here because I want this to kind of be full and big. Can you see him? He's such a goober. All right, honey. I'm going to tidy up this here. So pay attention to what I'm going to be doing with this body length that I'm going to do. And then at that point, we're probably going to do a little 10-blade work. I'm going to clean up back here, clean up his face. I like to trim Gus's face like a standard poodle because if you look at him, his face looks like a standard poodle. And because he looks like it, that's what I'm going to go with the groom. If he looked more like a terrier, had more of a boxy face, which a lot of doodles do, then I would groom his head like a terrier, and it looks really cool. But he doesn't have that. He has too much curl, and he has too much of a long poodle face, so I do groom his face and his head and his ears as a standard poodle, because I think that's what looks good on Gus. That may not be the same for your golden doodle at home, or labradoodle, or whatever. Even if you've got a purebred, you know, maybe some people out there watching that have a Wheaten Terrier or Kerry Blue Terrier or a lot of breeds. This trim that we're gonna do would fit. Yep. So got my 30 blade on my favorite Wall KM10 clipper. I love that clipper. It's the best ever. Trying to figure out what length. I use Wall snap-on combs because they work very well. So I have a full set of those. They're not that expensive. They're only like $35. I think I'm going to start with this one, which is a 0, and it leaves about 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to see what that looks like, okay? And if I want to go a little shorter, I might just do that because the more the bulk body hair that I get down, the less brushing I have to do to maintain Gus. I just have to focus more on his legs, keeping the tail, the ears, and the top not brushed out weekly. So I'm trying to put a trim on him. Is that okay? You like that blade or no? Do you want me to go shorter? I don't think you do, bud. Yeah, we'll try this one, okay? The less hair I have to deal with, the less maintenance in between bathing and brushing and drying and trimming that I have to do, so. Okay, here we go. Gonna fire it up. I'm gonna turn this up a little. This coat's thick. I'm gonna try to pull a lot in. So I'm just gonna start right here at his withers. I like him standing straight. See how I have my arm on him? It keeps him where he needs to be. I know some of you struggle with getting your dogs to behave if you're grooming your own dog at home, which I think is fabulous. I encourage that. And that's some of the things that we can do together here to make that better for you. But I know some of you struggle with getting them to stay where you need them to be. Having them on a grooming loop is very important. If you don't have a grooming table and you are grooming your dog at home, I suggest to look at investing in a portable grooming table that's large enough for whatever weight and size dog you have. It really helps them to behave much better. And you need a grooming loop. If you don't have that, and you have a picnic table outside, you can just buy a grooming arm that will fasten to a picnic table, and you can do this on your picnic table. It might be a little cumbersome height-wise of the table, but there are ways to get stuff done. If you need to know more about that, leave me a comment. We can talk about options. I do want to say real quick. Hold on, you guys see what I'm doing here? You see the difference? Let me turn this off a second. I do want to say real quick that at the end of this groom with Gus, I am going to hop into the chat while we're still live. If by chance there's anybody that would like to have any questions answered, I would love to do that for you. Okay, so stick around if you can, and if there's any questions you may have, and there's, you know, going through the groom will give you time to think about what you may want to ask me. you know, these things that maybe you're struggling with, and I can help you. So at the end of the groom, I will jump into the chat and take your questions. Okay? So back to it. I know you can't hear me too well with this on, so I'm gonna do this body work. I'm gonna turn it off, and we're gonna talk a little more. So here we go. I would like to raise him up a little, but it's gonna affect whether or not you guys can see. So I'm just gonna have to do the bending and deal with his sore back later. So I'm coming down the side of his leg. You can feel their muscle, their bones right here. I'm taking that flat. I don't want it to look puffy there. When I look at him from this angle, I want it to look straight. So I'm just dropping off right past that. This I'm going to scissor. I'm going to scissor it in together so it looks nice, so he doesn't look shaved or, you know. So he looks really, really professionally groomed. Good boy. He is a good boy. Gus is only about 18 months old, I think. Not even 2 yet. But he's a good boy. They're all good. Doodles are great dogs. You know what I'm saying, guys? If you have a doodle, let me know in the comments. Please. I really want to know. Okay. So I'm taking this. This is his shoulder. See that when it comes down into his arm? His leg. I want to take this tight. I want to show that. I don't want to let the leg start here, because that would not look very balanced. So I'm going to take this tight. When I say that, I mean I'm going to trim that. I'm going to trim that with his leg. Here, guys. You guys stay with me here, buddy. Alright? So, hopefully you can see what I mean by that from this angle. See how that's what we want to do. Just going to take this from his withers, which is right here where his 2 shoulder blades come together. So I'm actually going to take this a tad bit longer so that he doesn't look real necky and long, but they are long. We're trying to balance this look out a little bit. So just taking off of the withers with this 5/8" wall, that one trim. And right above the shoulder blade. Okay. All this in here comes off. You took all of this off and dropped off right at this muscle here. Right on the other side of his stifle. That's what we do. That's where we're dropping it off. Okay, now I'm going to move around the front. Let's make Gus stand back here a little bit. Come on, Gus. He is heavier than he looks. Maybe you can see better now. Somewhat. He's all right there, big guy. You can say hi to everybody. Yeah. I like to be great. Okay. One of my subscribers was asking how to use the Groomer's Helper grooming one. This is it. I think it was Stephanie. Alright? If you're there, hi, Steph. But anyway, this is the Groomer's Helper grooming loop, and it's fully adjustable. So it does clip like a collar. So I would put it on him. See the hook is down here. I would just put it around him like a collar. Spin it around. You want to adjust this to be right under, above their Adam's apple, because you don't want it pulling on their Adam's apple. So, you know, like this. So this under his jaw. It's not going to hurt him. You're going to keep him where you want him. And then this adjusts. Sorry. To just fit snugly. You know, like a collar, that's all. And that's how the Groomer's Helper grooming arm works. I'm going to bring mine up a little bit. Okay, so but right now what we're going to do is I'm going to bring down the front of him, in front of the skirt. I'm going to take this off a second. Just got that. Get those ears out of the way. We don't want to trim like this in years. I'm just coming down the front of him. I'm going to groom his face in a minute. I'm going to take that short like a poodle because that's how I like him. I think that looks best on him. Good job, buddy. Right. Oh. So we're still looking 5/8" apple count. He's over exaggerating this. He's moving way back. So right in front of his ear, down the side of his neck, I am going to come down here and clean that up with this lint. Good job. Put it back on his brain loop. Stand up there. Good. Now we're going to come in here and clean up under his armpit. Clean up underneath his belly here and clean all that off. Bouncing the camera. Alright. He's looking good. He's looking like a poodle, isn't he? Alright. So I'm gonna just go up one snap-on cone length. This is an A. So this is supposed to leave 3/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna do the from the base. You may not even take anything off. If I can see, it's not much length to take off. But we'll see. So we're just going to take him off that again today, buddy. Hold his ear out of the way. Right from the base of his skull down to the withers where I started trimming. You're not going anywhere. So I have a hold of him. They can be a little bossy. They need to know you're in charge, guys. Stay down. When you come over here, I'm just going to do the same over here so I can be done with that cone. Now we get backwards for a minute. Just the way you want to stand like right on the edge of the table. You like to live on the edge, yes? You're doing good. Alright, so now I'm just going to snap a template on. I'm going to clean up the sanitary area because I'm going to be doing some scissoring here in a second. And I want to turn this back system off so that you can hear me. Alright, so that just keeps some collecting stuff back there, you know. Certainly don't want that on your furniture, in your car, on your bed. Right in front of their pants, if they're a boy, I clean that off. Because this area sometimes can get dirty when they go pee. So I'm just taking everything underneath with a 10 in the sanitary area. To keep them clean over there. And I'm also, while I have the 10 blade on, I'm going to put this ear over. I like to clean the base of their ear off nicely clean with a 10. We're going to turn this off for a minute. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to do some scissor work here on these legs now, guys. This is maybe a part you struggle with. I wish I could get closer, but I can't because of the live groom thing, I can't do the edits. Alright, so and you're gonna need straight shears or curved. These are a 10 curved. These are really long, but he's very big. These are, I believe, an 8 and a half. They're 8 and a half. Straight shear. And I'm gonna need a thinning shear. I use thinning shears a lot. So that's my Jody Murphy shear that I'm gonna be using. So now, when you're doing scissor work, you wanna look at them from the angles, different angles, so that you know that they look proportionate. So I'm gonna just tie together this hip. So I'm combing everything up, and I'm gonna scissor it to the length I just set with my snap-on comb. And scissor techniques, there are many. I should probably do a video completely on scissor work. That's something that takes, you just have to practice it. And there is a right and wrong way to do it. But to get into detail into that right now would probably be just blah, blah, blah from my, from me is about what you would hear. So I'm not going to get too in depth on that. Alright, so now when I look at him back here, I can see all this bulk right here at his knee. So I want that to be straight. I want this leg to look straight when I look at it. It's very hard to trim him without moving the table, but I can do it. I can do it. Alright, so just tying this together. Really not going to take much off of this. Kind of like the length that he has. I think it works nice. You can probably see how his leg looks. It shows off, take this tight and this tight. He looks like he's ready to, go play, to go chase something. I like that. I like that look. I don't like him to look goofy and too bouncy. I like him to look strong and tidy. And this you can do with, if you have a doodle that has more of a wiry coat, like a terrier coat, that'll work. This will work, what we're doing with his leg. Okay, so that's about that. I'm going to take a look from the inside. Tidy that up. Nice thing about working with a big dog is they're so big, it's easy to get in there and do what you got to do. Versus little dogs can be challenging because sometimes your scissors is longer than their legs. But big dogs are a lot more work. That's the only trade-off. So like I said, guys, if you're going to have any questions, hang on to those questions, write them down. I'm going to jump into the live chat after I'm done grooming Gus and answer any questions. I just can't do it right now because Gus said I have to finish this groom first. So bossy. Alright, I like to use thinning shears just to tidy up those blending areas where the scissor work meets the snap-on comb work. And we're not going to get too picky today because I do want this to keep moving, but you guys, I just want you to get the gist of the shape I'm putting on him and why. I'm going to wait to do the bottoms of his feet until I do this top leg. Then I'm going to raise him up so you can see that better. Okay. So I like that back leg. Now let's take a look at the front leg. He's very touchy with his front legs especially. So I want two straight lines. Almost look like his legs look like pillars. I want this line straight and this line straight. When I say that, I mean my scissor work. I want to shape his leg into a straight leg, and it is not. His leg is not. It curves, trust me. And most of your dogs will too. But with grooming, we can camouflage these little slight imperfections and make their legs look straight, which is pretty cool. we're just blending that together. Kind of hard to find the right angle without getting in your way, guys. I'll do my best. Okay. Stand up nice and straight. So you want them nice and straight too, because that's the way they're going to be standing. You know, out in the yard when you're looking at them, they're usually not going to be all coiled up, and you want them standing the way they stand normally so that you can apply the groom properly to them. Alright, that's looking alright. We're just coming down here, tying this together. It is nice to have a large 10-inch shear. They're awkward if you're not used to scissor work, but when you're doing a big dog, it makes short work out of it. It's really nice. They are heavier, a little harder to get used to. Okay, now, I'm going to just take a look under, tidy anything sticking out under here. Scissor work is fun, you know, you can really get into it. Especially if you're doing your own dog, man, you'll be like, you'll impress yourself at times. And the more you do it, the better you'll get, so keep that in mind. So if you do a crappy job, the first 2 or 10 times you try it, don't be discouraged. Keep going, each groom will get better and you'll learn something from everything you do. And eventually, you'll be pretty pleased with your work. And if you've got a doodle of your own, you've got an awesome palette to practice with, because God knows they need grooming. You can groom them as much as you want to practice. Alright, so I'm liking that. I am going to do his legs now. I'm going to raise him up. Make sure you guys can see. I'll check. See what the camera's seeing here in a second. You doing okay? Then after I do his feet, we're going to do his head. That's fun. You'll like that. So, now I took the base of his tail short with the body blade to keep all this area clean. You know what I mean. If you have a doodle. Okay, so let me just check to see if you can still see. Oh, of course you can. Okay. Could be a little closer. All right, guys. Here we go. We're gonna do his little feet. They're pretty simple. I usually do the feet after I do the leg because you're just tying that together, okay? Don't do the feet first, because if you take the feet too short, that affects the length that you can leave on the leg. So I wouldn't use a very, very large scissors like my 10-inch for this. His tail's gonna be in the way. But we're cleaning up around his pad. You go around the pad like this so you don't cut it. If you go like this, you could cut it. So we're gonna go around it. This is around his toes, the pads of his feet. Okay? Take it real tight right at those pads so that it's nice and clean. It's gonna look like he's standing on his toes when he's done. It's pretty cool. If you guys were interested, I didn't do the bath and blow dry the prep work on Gus in this live demo, but if you're interested, I have a video up on my channel called GoldenDoodle Grooming Tips and Products, I think it's called. So that showcases that whole part of the groom. And it's with Gus. He was a lot younger then, but he's the dog in the demo on that one too. So I just rounded the foot, so that's all I did. Now I'm gonna tie it together. So now you're just looking at the length that we have. We're just trying to tie that leg into the foot. You're probably not gonna take a whole lot off. And for some reason, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but doodle feet don't grow as fast as the rest of their body and their legs. It's kind of weird. Most of them. They're not all the same, but most of them, I've noticed that. Okay, so that leg looks great. And And that was pretty quick and simple, wasn't it? Because we didn't want to take all that length off. I want it. Otherwise, he's going to look like a scrawny little thing. Gotta be careful, equipment in here will attack you. I'm used to that. Keep that tail all the way. I'm going to show you how to trim his tail too, like where it's actually supposed to be trimmed too. I'm going to do that next. Okay, just tidying this up, blending it together. Sometimes less is better, right guys? Because otherwise you can't put it back. Good. All right, I like that leg. Now the tail, there is a length that the tail is supposed to be. Just gonna comb it out here. I will explain it to you right now, and you will see a big difference if you utilize this tip. We got a little bit of a knot in his tail. Whoever prepped you didn't do a thorough job, guys. That would be me. I was in a hurry. Okay. That's my Chris Christensen brush. I really like it on Gus. It works great. I like my Activate brushes too, but on his Chris Christensen brush, this is a wonderful brush. I love it. Pretty sure you'll like it too. So, this is his hop right here. There's a bone. You'll feel it. You'll slide your finger down and feel that bone. That's how long the tail should be. And you'll notice his actual tail bone is right here. So it's really close. Now what you want to do, certainly don't want to cut their tail, guys. So make sure they're standing nice. Gently hold it down. Feel the bone of their tail so you know where that is. Okay, now it's here. Now I'm missing the bone. I want this trimmed to that length. You see how this is longer right now? Oops, it's got thick hair. So that's it. That's where I trimmed it. You can touch it up afterwards. But I trimmed his tail to that hop. That's how long it is now. And that's where it should be for him to look balanced. So in other words, when he's standing like this pretty tail just comes right to the top of his hop, which this is a pretty part of his foot. So that's how long that's supposed to be. Okay, so we just got to do the front paw, which he absolutely hates. You guys will find that on your doodles too. So I try to reason with him. Right, Gus? They will get through it. I know you don't. He doesn't like his front paws brushed, held, touched, nothing. And I don't know why. He's just sensitive about those feet. But there's a reason, I'm sure. I just don't know why. And I have noticed that a lot of doodles are that way. About their front feet mainly. I know, honey. You know, you'll be just fine. Keep the nose out. If they don't keep their nose out of your grooming area, you can raise that bar a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that's where it needs to be. I'm going to raise the arm up a little so he can't stick his head down where I'm snipping. Sometimes they do unpredictable things, guys, so just got to prepare for that and keep them in check. Keep them where you need them to be. In other words, keep their nose out of your business. Gosh, I'm going to tidy up right there, that bottom line there. This top line looks nice and clean. I like that. All right, so I just trimmed the bottom of his feet. Can you see that? It's not being too cooperative. All right. Stay, mister. He's actually just a tad bit like bow-legged, but not severely, but it's got a weird shape to this, from this joint down. But we'll try to camouflage that a little bit with our grooming. So now we're just tying the foot into the length of the leg. And I'm gonna, you always want to use your comb. That's If they're behaving like that, he wouldn't hold still and let me do that. I just pick up this foot. Now he has to stand on that foot. That's another trick for you guys. I got many. You just stay put. Okay. There we go. I'm going to use my thinning shear to just blend that a little. You can always use a thinning shear on a golden doodle coat. And a scissor-like action. Like, don't just hack into the coat with the thinning shear. It will show, it will look stupid. But I am like treating this thinning shear as if I were scissoring, but I'm thinning. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, make that be one of your questions. Put it in a comment, guys. If I can't answer all questions, you can always comment on a video after it's published. This will be published after it's live. And I will get back to you. I always respond to everybody if you have any questions or comments. Is there anybody that is interested in becoming a groomer? Because I gotta tell you, there's a shortage of us. It's not something that a robot can do for you. We need live humans to do this job. Yeah. It really is in demand. You don't need to work for PetSmart. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you can do better on your own. There's many options. Mobile grooming is the big buzz. You know, everybody's realizing that that's a great option. And it is. If I didn't have a shop here in my home, I would be a mobile groomer. I would not probably choose to have a storefront. I think that it's more financially and freeing to be a mobile groomer. And they're really in demand. It's not hard to build up your client base. Alright, so I'm good with those legs. I'm good with that. Alright. Now I'm going to lower him down. We're going to do his head. So first, we're going to trim his face. It's called a clean poodle face with a 10 blade is what I use on guests. And I wouldn't use anything closer on a pet than a 10 blade on their teeth or skin. So I'm going to show you how that's done. So we're going to need to make a little noise right now, so bear with me. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim, I'm going to go in an inverted V shape here, clean all this off. This whole muzzle is going to get cleaned with a 10 blade. We got to pull these lips back and get all this clean so it's nice and smooth. And then we go from the corner of his eye straight back to the base of his ear. And all this is clean with a 10 blade. Then this will become his top knot, which we will be scissoring as soon as I shave his face. And then you will take from the base of this ear to the base of this ear with the 10 blade. You would clean this off in a U shape above, right about his Adam's apple, right about to the middle of his Adam's apple. Okay, then that's called a clean face. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do right now. So we need a 10 blade, which I believe is on, and it is. I'm gonna turn on the back system, so bear with me. Let me just make sure you can see, because that would be pointless if you couldn't. All right, we're good. I'm gonna set that down a little for the airflow. Okay, you ready, guys? So again, the base of the ear. I'm going to go straight back from the corner of the eye. You don't need much pressure. You can irritate your skin. So that made that one. Now I'm going to take off the leaf. Got to get that ear out of the way. I want to trim that. So now we're going to do this U shape from the bottom of his jaw, the base of both ears, and you can see that. So we went from the base of the ear right to right below the beginning of Adam's apple. We're going to come back around to the base of this ear with a 10 blade. And that creates a little U shape, but it keeps it all nice and clean. Okay, so you do that on a poodle too. Now we're going to come from the base of the eye straight back to the base of the ear. A straight line. Good job, guys. Now I'm gently going to come along the bottom of his eye, bottom of his eyelid, and I'm just going to drag, I'm dragging my clipper like this, and it's really nice if you have a hair vac system to clean its face off. I'm taking all the hair off his muzzle. Here we go in that inverted V shape between the eyes, down the nose. And again, I put this look on Gus because he looks like a poodle, so that's why we go with it. If he didn't, I would not do this. I wouldn't trim his face like a poodle if he didn't look so much like one. Sometimes you gotta just gently make the skin taut so you can clip it very nicely. It's gonna come in here. Be very careful. Clean up right along that lip so you don't see anything when they're panting. Otherwise, hair will stick out. And you'll be like, oh, that looks terrible. That's how you get rid of that. Right up to the nose. He's a good boy about it. He doesn't care for this, but it doesn't hurt him, and he's used to it. If you're compassionate and gentle and know what you're doing, you can get through with your dog. Okay. Same thing over here. And up under the bottom of the eyelid only. We're leaving the hair above the eyelid. On the top eyelid, clean up all the hair on the muzzle. You're going to have a completely clean poodle face. Right, buddy? Just to scoot back a little. There you go. Alright. I know, that's annoying. So there's our poodle face. Now it's time to scissor that top knot. That's fun. That's a fun. There again, get tapped by our equipment. Okay, so let me just zoom in on him a little bit. Alright guys, let me see what I can do. Isn't he pretty? I love this dog. There he is. Alright, I think... Oh my goodness. We do need a camera crew. I think you'll be able to see pretty good. Okay. Alright, I'm going to get that... I got my tools out on this table. Hi, bud. Okay. We're going to start with the 8.5-inch shear right in the front of his eyes here. I'm going to show you. So you always want to make sure you can get a comb for your dogs. If not, you've got to go back and do the prep work because you can't trim a dog until they're completely combed out, free of tangles and knots and dead hair. So we're going to pull that hair over his eyes with the comb, and I'm going to hold my scissors straight and cut that nice and straight right up there. You're going to do that again in case you didn't pull it out well enough with your comb, and make sure it's all nice and straight. So, yeah, I'm just getting hair off of you. So that's that. Now we're going to tidy up this bottom straight line. So you're going to take your comb that down. I'm going to use my 8.5 shear. Now, have a hold of them. You do not want them moving if you're using scissors on the face. You don't have to get as close as I do, but I definitely get pretty tight around that eye. And I'm accentuating that line that I told you I was trying to create with my clipping work. with the comb and pull it out one more time and make sure that nothing's going to stick out and pop out on me. Tidy that up again. Okay, so we just did this line and that line. Now we're going to do this line. From the base of this eye to the base of the ear. Okay. Good boy. He's my good little princess. Right, buddy? You can't help it. You were born beautiful. Jeez. Alright, so now we have our line set and we just gotta finish off the scissor work. I'm going to use my larger shear. You don't have to have a larger shear. It's just I can get it done faster with this one. So from the base of the eye to the base of the ear, I'm going to dome this in. Alright, there's many ways we can approach this. This is just the way I'm going to show you today. I'm going to comb everything over to that side. I don't know if you can see. And anything that's sticking out, I'm taking off. This is only going to the front base of his ear. We're going to tie it together behind his ear in a second. Okay, same thing over here, comb it all over. I wonder if your daddy's watching, Gus. Daddy, are you watching? Are you watching me, Daddy? He should be, because you're being such a good boy. Alex, say hi to your boy. Come on. Type in something in the comment there. Same thing here, guys. Daddy's working, but he can still work and watch us. Right? Okay, so that's good. You know, it looks a little weird right now, but it won't for long. Comb it up, fluff everything back up. See how important the comb is? I'm sure you can see now with me working with Gus. He is so much like a poodle, and you need a comb to put the hair where you need it to be so you can scissor it off. Okay. He's getting tired. We better hurry. Alright, so now from the base of the ear right here, we're going to go on a slight angle towards, this is just over his ear. This is still following this line from the corner of his eye to the base of his ear. We're going to continue that line. So this is, you can see it like that. We're going to continue that line over his ear. Hold still, bud. You can sit, that's fine. But at a slight angle back towards the base of his skull. Alright, same here. This is, see how tattered and uneven it is? So that line we created, we're going to extend it. We're going to keep going back and just a slight angle towards the base of the skull. Right above his ear. So our line looks like this. And from below my scissors is ear set. See, we just set his ear. That's what we did. Gosh, you guys learn something new every day, don't you? Okay. Hold it up. We're almost done with this part, buddy. Hold still. Good job. That's it. Okay, so you notice I'm not taking a ton of hair off. Sometimes you won't. You only need to take off what you're envisioning there in your shape. Okay, so now all we gotta do is tie this together. I'm gonna put this. Alright, I guess you can see pretty good. So we've got everything created. We're just taking off anything that's sticking out outside of those lines that we just created. Sometimes it's easier to just blow the hair off of them. Alright, So I'm going to just go over that one more quick time, and then we're going to tie it into the base of his skull, and then his head is completely done. Other than this is bugging me. Alright, fix that later. Okay. Alright, now we're going to tilt little Gus's head down like this, comb everything back towards the base of his skull, and we're just going to round that right down into his neck hair, like this. I'm picking at other areas that I shouldn't be, but I think I'm a little OCD because I can't ignore it. Sometimes you just have to move on. Alright. So we're just tying this together with the base of the skull. I'm not taking much off, really. Just tying it together. Still, bud, you're doing good. I'm so glad he looks like a poodle. I really love standard poodles. I always wanted one, so I told my husband I'm so lucky because the whole family wanted a doodle. And we were in search of a dog, and I missed my pug and my Boston and my French bulldog and lost all of them. They're all gone. They got old and passed away or had cancer or something, all that stupid stuff. But I wanted my lap dog. Everybody wanted the GoldenDoodle, which we used to have one. His name was Rocco, and he was wonderful. So I also like standard poodles. Well, nobody was on board with that. They all think poodles are frou-frou dogs. Poodles are amazing dogs, I'm telling you. They're one of the best breeds ever. So anyway, I got lucky. They got their GoldenDoodle, but I got my poodle. Right, honey? He is a poodle. I call him my poodle. People always say, oh, he's a beautiful poodle. I'm like, ain't. That's right. Beautiful poodle. Alex says, he's not a poodle. He's a poodle. He's a poodle. Looks like a poodle, honey. So I got my poodle. Thinking about competing again, and I was hoping to use Gus, but he doesn't behave too well when it comes to his legs. You have to have a very perfect dog to compete with them in grooming competitions. He's getting better. I shouldn't look at him. He's being great. I should give him a lot more credit, shouldn't I? How do your dogs behave at home? Send me a comment. Put a comment in the chat right now. Let me know. Talk to each other. Get to know each other in that chat. This is a community, guys. We're in this together. Alright. I'm almost done picking on him. I'm just thinning around his neck area just to make it flow better. I'm using a thinning shear right now, which a lot of people would never do that on a poodle, when he does have a poodle coat. But I'm only just thinning off those little fine pieces that I can't get to behave. And then they just kind of disappear. Good job, guys. Alright, so you know what's left to do? We have to move over to we have to turn him around, move over to the other side, and do the same thing when his head's completely done. And I'm not trimming anything off his ears. I'm going to show you here in a second. Stay put. I'm going to show you how long his ears should be. There is a right and wrong length, and it makes sense, and I will explain that to you in just a second as soon as I'm done trimming this. Then we're going to flip him around and do the other side of his body and his other two legs and turn around his feet, and we're done. After that, we're going to see if anybody in chat has any questions or wants to say hi or anything, because I'm down with that. I got a few extra minutes here today, believe it or not. I had cancellation. Not happy about it, but it allowed me to spend some time with you guys and give Gus a groom. That was great. Alright. It just doesn't pay the bills. That's okay. Let's always work harder tomorrow, right? Oh yeah. Okay. That's beautiful, little poodle. some of this hair on my way. And take a little drink of water. Hope you guys drink a lot of water. Alex, I hope you're drinking your water today. That's my husband. He's supposed to be drinking lots of water. Because it's good for him. Okay. We're going to turn him around. What do you think? Can you see them? Oh, I told you about the ear. Hold on. Forgot. I'll get you. So, profile so far. Let's back this up. Stay down. He's looking good. There's his profile. Move this backward. Bing. Okay. Boy, that's annoying, isn't it? There. Okay. This ear. Oh my gosh. This place is a danger zone. Okay. This ear is supposed to be, when we comb it down, and we set the ear, remember, we took, sorry guys, from the top of his ear, the corner of his eye, to all the way across the top of his ear, became his headset, his top knot. We created that with our grooming. So it left everything down here to be his actual ear. At least that's what it appears to be. They have a shoulder blade. You can feel it. All dogs have it, of course. Shoulder blade's right here. You want, when they're looking straight, you want the top of that ear. This is on a Cocker Spaniel, a Poodle, Shih Tzu. You want the top of that ear length to sit right at that shoulder blade. And that's about what his ear is right now, his ear set. So he's perfect. But what that does is that makes him look more symmetric. So that makes him look, if you break him up into thirds, you know there's a rule of thirds with design, there's a rule of thirds with everything, the golden circle, spiral thing, whatever. Same with dog grooming. It's design. You're designing this designer dog groom. So we're trying to set our boundaries for why we're putting the groom, the technique on the groom, what we're trying to achieve. So his ear set comes to the top of the shoulder blade. If you look at this length, break it into thirds, it should be equal. Okay, so that's why we do that. Same with when we set this tail. There was a reason for that, remember? Okay, Gus, let's turn this way, buddy. This way. Come on around. It's okay. Attaboy. Okay, so we're going to bring the other side. I'm going to adjust the camera so you guys can see. We're almost done with them. Let's see here. Okay. It's pretty good. It's about as good as we can get with this. Not being able to edit anything because it's live. Don't forget, if you have any questions, we can talk about that after the groom. I will keep the live feed on for a few minutes and see if there's any comments or questions. Okay, so we're going to need that 30 blade again. I'm going to clean it real quick and oil it. That's a cleaner, cooler, disinfectant all-in-one. It's a nice product. I still use oil on my blades though. Alright. I oil in between. Yeah, we used the 0 on his body. Okay, over at 30. So we're going to make a little noise. Just like we did on the other side. Straighten his shoulder. Stay out of your way so you can't see. Come right down to the bend of the cycle, which is right here where your cycle bends, the back of it is bend of cycle. Clean all of this off. Fine, everybody. See the Bohemian Rhapsody movie? It was fabulous. Fabulous. You should all go see it. I love Freddie Mercury and Queen. I love Queen. They did amazing things, didn't they? Alright, can you see what I'm doing here? And this trim that I'm putting on Gus is basically called a sporting trim. Could be applied to many grease. It's inner cool. But it helps take the bulk of the way off of like the body. And then it just will allow you to concentrate on keeping his legs, ears, top knot, and tail brushed out. Stand nice and straight. And remember we only started this blade right at the withers. We took this with a one step longer on the snaffle. And make that a little bit longer there. Coming down is next to the withers. So there again, if anybody has a doodle, could you please say so in the comments? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know. Alright. Alright. All I have to do now is a little bit of tin work on his sanitary area right here, okay? And then we're turning my clipper system off for good. For now. Alright, so I got his tail, I don't want to trim that, and his leg. And come on up in here and take all that bulk out from underneath that you don't see and you get tangled easily. And it keeps them cleaner. Good job, bud. That's it. Her work done. Alright, let's see if you guys can see good. Kind of far away, isn't it? Jeez. That's my stomach. Is it that close to lunchtime? I guess it is. Okay. That helps a little. That helps a little. What do you think? All right. Let's do some leg scissor work. I'm going to use my 8.5 inch shear and my 10 inch shear. We're going to comb this up. You can see where it needs tied together from the clipper work to the scissoring work there. So I'm going to shape in his little butt tops area so it's nice and tidy. Looks like a little cheerleader butt. That's the way we like it. And comb this up. And come around here in this angle so I can see the full Monty. You just want to make nice straight shapes on their legs So you only be taking off hair in certain areas, and other areas you're leaving it alone because you want it to fill in, or at least fill in the look there that you're scissoring. Good job, Gus. So I do have videos, guys. If you're not sure what tools could be helpful depending on what type of dog you have, please go search through those. You know, you should be able to tell by the title of the videos if it would be helpful to you or not, if it's, you know, would answer your questions or give you answers that you're searching for. I try to title things in the videos so that people can select the videos that, you know, will be helpful to them and not have to watch things that they don't want to learn. I'm not offended. Watch what you want, guys. It's all out there for you. Thinning shears, wonderful. Go check out my Pet Products Guide 2018 video. Talk about all kinds of products. And grooming arms, grooming tables, where to get them, how much they cost. It's very informative if you guys are not sure what you need or if you would, how you feel about certain products. You know, I do kind of go into a little bit of detail into that video. It's called Pet Products Guide 2018. It's on my Go Groomer channel. So go check that out on YouTube if there's certain products that you're curious about or just need some guidance, period, on products. It's there to be helpful. Okay, so there's that leg. I'm pretty happy with it. I only took off basically some stuff right in this area. The rest needs to fill in. Okay. Stand up, bud. Let's see. Get his little tail out of the way so I can see. Just tidying things up with my thinning shear. It just blends away all kinds of imperfections or takes slight bulk out of areas, you know, so they just disappear. Your eye's not drawn to them anymore. I have a little intern that works with me. I'm not going to name her, but she might be watching. She's a young girl, about 13. She's learning a lot about pet grooming. She spends about one afternoon with me, or sometimes almost a whole day, about one day a week. She's learning. Don't ever hesitate to offer the help if you guys are interested in getting more experience around dogs or at a groomer's. You know, maybe if you offer to donate some time, you know, a couple hours a week, you'll learn just from being exposed to it. Honestly. Okay, let's do this front leg. His armpit's a little shaggy. Tidy all that up. He's my pretty poodle. Looking good, bud. Alright, let me just see if you guys can see. Yes, we're going to be doing feet in a minute too. There we go. Okay. So you can see this leg looks out of sorts. I could see it when I looked in the camera there. Well, believe it or not, we're not going to have to take a whole lot off to tie it together. Is it coming together yet? We're really only trimming this area. Notice it's all about leaving hair where it needs. You have to stop moving, Tommy. Come on. I need you to be nice. I know you're getting tired. It is a long groom for a big dog, guys. Sometimes you may need to give them a break. Let them stretch their legs, get a drink of water, go potty. it's a while for a big dog to have to deal with this. I did give Gus a break after I bathed and dried him and brushed him. Then we went outside, he got a drink, and he went potty and stretched his legs a little bit. Because it's a lot of work for them standing on the table. You know, I've been working on Gus now today since what, about 9:30 or so? It's now 12 o'clock almost. So, you know, that's, if they get a little fidgety, you have to understand that they're getting tired. So snip, snip, make it snappy. They're done. They want off the table. And after they're groomed, that's pretty much wipes them out for the day too. Then they're tired because they did stand up for all this time. Had to deal with being brushed and scissor work and trimming work, even though I think the princess likes it. Gus, do you like to be pretty? Huh? Do you like it? Pretty sure you do. It feels good to have your coat nice and clean and beautified, doesn't it? So, can you see kind of what we're doing, guys? How I didn't take a whole lot off the leg, just in the areas I did, really pulled it together. If anybody has a miniature schnauzer, I have a good miniature schnauzer video out there on my channel too. And that one I was able to edit because I didn't do it live. So I tried to really, you know, get up close and personal with those areas. So you can see what I'm doing, and you can see very well in that video. So there's a, like I said, miniature schnauzer grooming. If you have a miniature schnauzer, it's a good one. I grew up with miniature schnauzers. They are a fun breed. Okay, so guys, guess what? It's down to feet. Let's raise Gus up so you can see his feet. The footwork that we're gonna do. And then I'll see if anybody has any questions. There may not be anybody here because I'm pretty sure everybody's at work. So I understand, guys. I'm at work too. Just groom my own dog. Okay, let's do this front paw. Get that hair out of our way. He doesn't like it, like I said. You'll be all right, mister. Gus, I need you to be a big boy, okay? Stop. So does anybody stick around for any questions or comments? Or just say hi? We'll be finding out in a few minutes. I hope so. I hope you're out there. Okay, buddy. Good job. All right. So that was basically just the corner of his foot and the top of his foot a little bit I trimmed. He is absolutely terrible when I trim his feet, his front feet. But I don't stop, and he kind of gives up if you notice that. And that's what you have to do with your dog at home. Don't even acknowledge bad behavior. If they're behaving poorly, you may need to remind them, hey, 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 you know, that kind of thing. But don't talk, oh, it's okay, you know, hey, don't expect to infantilize them to get them to do what they need to do. Good job, Gus. Good boy. You stand up. Good job. Okay, I'm just going to tie the foot and the leg together, and this front leg is done. Not perfect, but he's done. He's ready to be done. He's had enough. Haven't you, bud? I know. Hang in there. Good job, bud. Huge asset with grooming. A grooming comb is something you have to have. Use it constantly. Okay. Like I said, if you guys have doodles at home and you want to see how to do the bathing, brushing, and drying, I have a video on my channel because that was not demonstrated in this live feed. I only started after he was completed with those procedures. But it's called Grooming, GoldenDoodle Grooming Tips and Products, I think it's called. And that'll show you everything up till the point where this video started with a GoldenDoodle. Boy, they sure are cool dogs, aren't they? I'm really curious to see if a lot of my watchers have GoldenDoodles, because I think you do. I think a lot of you do. And just curious about some things. Is there any areas that you struggle with grooming wise with them, whether it's brushing, or do you try to do some trimming on your own? Is it bathing? They really tend to be very easy dogs to work with. So if there's anything I can do to help, give you any advice or anything, I would love to do that. They are good dogs. You should be able to work with them pretty nicely. Pretty nicely, believe it or not. I think almost all dogs seem to be very reasonable. You just have to learn how to reason with them. Alright, now for the back foot. And that is going to complete our groom today, and then we will see if anybody's in the chat. Say hello and talk about doodles, answer questions, whatever. I got a few more minutes here that I can dedicate to you all. And I don't mind. I think scissoring, pet scissoring, trimming, grooming is therapeutic. Honestly, you get lost in it. It's like drawing and doodling. Is that what they call these guys? Doodles? Doodling. I'm gonna go doodle my dog. Get in a dog room. Anyway. Hand finishing is really fun. And you can be creative. I like that. Good job. Almost done. So, I think, yeah. I think we're just about done. Very good, yes. He's going to be so excited when I get him down. He's so tired of being up here. But he's being good, right, guys? He's a good boy. They're all good. You can reason with dogs. You can train them to do just about anything. Within reason, I guess. All right. All done, Gus. We got a little bit of mess here. We'll clean that up later. I got my scissors off the table so that he doesn't trip on them or step on them. Okay. All done? I know, you look great. You look great. Yes, you're so happy. So what do you think, guys? You look good? Look looks like a poodle, doesn't he? That's all right. We like poodles. Good job, Gus. Okay, you can get down. Good boy. All right. Is there still anybody hanging out with me? Let me see if I can figure out this chat thing. I'm going to switch this around. Hello. All right. I can't see the chat. Shoot. Hold on, guys. I think I'm getting there. I see CBS. So glad to catch your live stream. YouTube didn't notify me even though I have Bell activated. Oh, it should have. I'm sorry. I'll look into that. Where's the rest of my chat? This is really... He's such a good boy. Yeah, he is. I gotta get that light out of my face. He is a good boy, isn't he? Oh, Sue Schaefer. Hi, Sue. Wait a minute. That disappeared. Everything keeps disappearing. Hi. There she is. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I did Sue's dog. She has a little, well, she's not so little, but she's a Clumber Spaniel. And, Clumber Spaniel, and she was in the pet value. Wasn't I in color when I did the demo? Uh-oh. I got a lot to learn about this stuff, don't I? Sue says, you know, my dogs, you know, they are my misbehaving heathens. Gus is such a good boy. He is. Gus is tired now. He's laying on the ground licking his, Here, let's take a look at Gus right now. Hey, Gus. You want to say hi to everybody and say hi? You want to say hi to Sue? She's watching. Say, do I? He went right down for the count. Hey, Gus. All right. Okay, let's see. This chat stuff's not showing up. I'm on my phone. Bad, bad, bad. All right. Bad, bad. All right. Anyway, I would like to thank you guys for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. Leave me a comment if there's any questions you may have, and I will answer all the questions, I promise.